Scripture says, Jill and I have talked about this in different contexts, in other contexts. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit. So many crushed spirits. So tonight, I ask the nation to pray for them. Give the parents and siblings the strength in the darkness they feel right now. As a nation, we have to ask, when in God's name are we going to stand up to the gun lobby? When in God's name we do what we all know in our gut needs to be done? It's been 3,448 days, 10 years since I stood up at a high school, Connecticut, a grade school in Connecticut, where another gunman massacred 26 people, including 20 first graders at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Since then, there have been over 900 incidents of gunfires reported on school grounds. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Santa Fe High School in Texas. Oxford High School in Michigan. The list goes on, and the list grows when it includes mass shootings at places like movie theaters, houses of worship, as we saw just 10 days ago at a grocery store in Buffalo, New York. I am sick and tired of it. We have to act. Don't tell me we can't have an impact on this carnage. I spent my career as a senator and as a vice president working to pass common sense gun laws. We can and won't prevent every tragedy, but we know they work and have positive impact. When we passed the assault weapons ban, mass shootings went down. When the law expired, mass shootings tripled. The idea that an 18-year-old kid can walk into a gun store and buy 2 assault weapons is just wrong. What in God's name do you need an assault weapon for except to kill someone? Deer aren't running through the forest with Kevlar vests on, for God's sake. It's just sick. And the gun manufacturers have spent 2 decades aggressively marketing assault weapons, which make them the most and largest profit. For God's sake, we have the courage to stand up to the industry. Here's what else I know. Most Americans support common sense laws, common sense gun laws. I just got off a trip from Asia, meeting with Asian leaders. And I learned of this while I was on the aircraft. What struck me on that 17-hour flight, what struck me was these kinds of mass shootings rarely happen anywhere else in the world. Why? They have mental health problems. They have domestic disputes in other countries. They have people who are lost. But these kinds of mass shootings never happen with the kind of frequency they happen in America. Why? Why are we willing to live with this carnage? Why do we keep letting this happen? Where in God's name is our backbone? The courage to be able to stand up to the lobbies. It's a time to turn this pain into action. For every parent, for every citizen of this country, we have to make it clear to every elected official in this country, it's time to act. It's time for those who obstruct or delay, block the common sense gun laws. We need to let you know that we will not forget. We can do so much more. We have to do more. Our prayer tonight is those parents lying in bed trying to figure out, will I be able to sleep at night? What do I say to my children?
Texas, sir? Sir, will you go to Texas?
Two quick points. One, we have to protect our children with the same vigor that we protect the money in our banks. What's worth more, the money or the children? Why can't we, if we can protect the money,
then
we can
surround
protect
the perimeter of every school with law enforcement, retired.
A cop, an old cop, a retired cop, or somebody.
Military,
somebody.
yes, armed too. Armed.
Armed too,
Sean,
absolutely armed. Absolutely armed.
Because can I jump in and just respond to that? Geraldo, wait, because I want to respond to your first point. You asked a question. I think I deserve an answer there. You know, over a decade in law enforcement, I arrested a lot of people who had illegal guns. And, you know, they love your idea for gun laws and new gun laws. You know why? Because nobody gives a damn about gun laws.
Kids can't buy assault weapons?
Can I answer the question? Wait,
come on, these are two children who bought assault weapons on their 18th birthday.
Here we go. This is why it's so hard to come on with you, because you just never let me talk.
Go ahead.
I'm trying. I didn't interrupt you, man. Okay, listen. Let's just be respectful of each other in this really harsh time. I'm just telling you in my experience. Yes, I don't want an 18-year-old who's incompetent, potentially mentally ill, and a homicidal maniac to have assault weapons. You and I both agree, 100%. And by the way, I don't even agree with the term assault weapon, but that's for another day, okay? That's an unnecessarily kind of hostile term. There's no such thing there as an assault weapon. But having said that, I'm telling you, you're talking about a obviously psychologically disturbed young man here who walked into a school and shot a bunch of school kids. You really believe like he was sitting there reading a law book beforehand? And I know what you're going to say. Well, maybe we should make it more difficult to do that. But the problem with that is it's a simple-minded solution, because you also make it more difficult for the tens and thousands and hundreds of thousands of others of 18-year-olds out there who've done absolutely nothing wrong and would like to buy a rifle to go hunting.
So what? So what?
So what? We live in a free country.
So what? You're 18 years old. Can you buy a beer? Answer no. Why can't you buy a beer? Because society, in its infinite wisdom, has determined that you're not answering my point. An 18-year-old to buy a beer. My question remains: how can you be too young to buy a beer? Why
do you believe people that have no conscience, no heart, and no soul? Parents lost their kids today. Why do you believe the people? Hang on. Why do you believe in any way that those people that are capable of that evil are going to obey your laws? Because I think you're living in a fantasy world.
Maybe I am. But the NRA convention is in Houston on Friday. You have President Trump, you have Governor Abbott, you have Senator Cruz all scheduled to speak. Don't you think that they should try to suggest some remedy, be proactive? What are they going to do? What are they going to say other than Second Amendment, Second Amendment, Second Amendment? Second Amendment. The way the Second Amendment is construed now makes me sick. How did muskets become AKs? How'd that happen?
You know,
let me go back to Dan.
Wait, hold on. All right, I know, Geraldo, you've dominated this whole conversation. Not let anyone else talk here, Geraldo. You know, for the last 30 years of your life, you've been a very wealthy, successful guy. Nobody disputes that. You could go out tomorrow and buy security if you wanted to. The Second Amendment makes you sick. Why? So the criminals don't care about your gun laws. They love them because it keeps law-abiding people unarmed while they don't give a damn about your laws. I did this for a living. They laugh at gun laws, and they love people like you advocating for gun laws, because you can buy armed protection, and they can go in high-crime communities and prey on innocent people who can never get a hold of a gun. Because they actually obey the law.
All right, I got to wrap it up. We got to let you both go. Dan, thank you. Geraldo, thank you. All right.